So, ladies and gents, welcome to a live 1v1. If you're watching on Twitch anyways, between two players who are in the top 10. Yo, I have at top 5. I think Yo is number 4 in the world, personally. Let's see, you got like, whoever's in the top 3, I think there's always arguments if it's Viper Hair or Leary right now. Yo, number 4. Yo, number 4 makes sense. And then Dogal's still in my top 10. And that deer does not want to be eaten by Yo. Yo playing as the Persians against Dogal's Teutons. This is a lot to digest here, right? I don't think this is a matchup we see too frequently. This is what's fun about players playing random Civ with 37 Civs in our game. I think I prefer the Teutons. I really do. I think that while Persians do have camels to combat any Teuton knights, Teutons have the extra melee armor, which can mean they're okay against those camels. If Teutons get to Onager, Halberdier, Bombard Cannon, Castles, I don't think Persians can do anything. I think Yo needs to have a really strong Castle Age. If this goes Imp and it's even, while Teutons have their weaknesses, like not getting Light Cav and Hussar and being very slow, I could possibly favor the Teutons. It says 0-0 at the top. It's this is not a best of 5 or whatever, so I'm not going to change this score at all. It's just a ranked game. It's either we have 0-0 at the top or we don't have the civs at the top. So for now, until there's some changes made to this, we will go with what we have. In terms of early bonuses, Persians do start with plus 50 wood, plus 50 food. You could see that utilized in the form of maybe an early barracks or early drush. Teutons have the very cheap farms, and Persians have the faster working TCs. These are both really good civs for beginners, too. A lot of people pick Lithuanians because you start with plus 150 food, but Persians start with extra wood and food, which has a similar effect, you know? A lot easier to keep your TC working. Plus, your TCs work faster in the next stage. Plus, they have some awesome knights. You want to go for a knight civ? I know it's the cool kid thing to go for Franks, but you could easily justify going for Persians. T90, do you think if Chinese lost camels, the civ would be more balanced? See, the thing is, I don't really want to touch the Chinese tech tree much. I just really want people to put it in testing and see where Chinese would be going to Feudal Age if they started with 5 vills instead of 6. I would prefer we change their start in some way, because as it stands, they almost always have a 3 villager lead when they make it to Feudal, plus all their other bonuses. So if we were to make changes to Chinese, I'd have to see testing and data and see how it feels. But I would probably say maybe look at their start. Life of a streamer, man. 2 minutes ago, I'm like, hey guys, it's 0-0 at the top. Don't pay attention to score. And then someone just showed up and says, score, question mark? Oh God, I love it and I hate it, man. I love it and I hate it, but it is kind of funny how I'll address something and then instantly there'll be a question about it. Yeah, you're funny. You're real funny, guys. You're real funny. Thank you, Blind Pier, for the Prime sub. Thank you, Parabol, for the 4. Thank you, Silver. And thank you, Fishy Rabbit, as we see a barracks for Dogal. Now, if you watch Dogal play team game tournaments, you'll know that he's a beast with Drush FC. Maybe that's what he's thinking about here. For now, he's just going for the Drush. And Dogal, he is not scared. This is a little greedy here. Did he push deer? Whoa, dude. If this doesn't tell you that the sheep are too far away on DE's version of Arabia, I don't know what will. Dogal's had 6 scouting, and he's a top 10 player, still hasn't found the sheep. Oh my. Okay, devs. Seriously, though. Like, I'm zoomed out. This would be, like, the normal resolution. Look at the sheep. Okay, he's going to find the sheep now. But at 7 minutes, at 8 minutes with perfect scouting? Holy moly, man. Now, he probably pushed in some deer, to be honest. So I'm being a little critical, but type of 1 in Twitch chat, if you've been playing some Arabia recently in the last couple months, you're just like, where are the resources at? Now, again, we're spoiled, guys. We're so spoiled. Oh, I want to have my sheep real close. I want to have my deer real close. I want to make sure my gold's not forward because The enemy gold is kind of in the back. We're so spoiled now. But anyways, I do think that things could be a little better. It's okay to be spoiled as long as you accept that you're spoiled, right? All right. Now, I think Yo senses this. Yo senses this. He saw the racks, and then he saw the scout from Dogao was lingering, and the fact that Dogao wasn't up. That was just so insanely good right there. This is why I will always be a caster, not a player, because the game sense to make all that happen. Now you got to put your villagers back to work here. But still, I was still so impressed with how Dogao played that. He did not see the militia. He saw the barracks. He thought, he's not up to feudal yet. And his scout is lingering. And boom, defended from it. That said, look at what this rush has accomplished. Villagers were idle on the wood line. He said 4 minutes of idle time so far. These villagers are trapped. Actually, is that one getting hit right now? No. Villagers are trapped. And behind this, Dogao has gone for a sick build to be in Feudal Age anyways. So after all is said and done, I would much prefer Dogao's position. This is just a tasty, tasty build order. My goodness. And then the scouts will never get into his base. So essentially, he's gone for these militia. And it's bought him enough time where the enemy scouts are complete waste. At least in terms of attacking. Dogao could go in for that Vill if he knows she's weak. He doesn't. He's going to try and run away now. The militia go down. Scout makes it out. And Yo has Feudal Age eco upgrades. Yo will do the same. We'll see what he follows us up with. Go back 24. Thank you. It's the worst because if I have a forward gold, I can secure it with buildings. If I have forward sheep, my enemy can just take them before I can find them. You mean you don't wall or make buildings to protect your sheep? What kind of player are you, man? Have I taught you nothing? Things that cannot be lamed should not matter, like forward stone and all that jazz. But forward sheep, which are way too far away, is just means. Is pep. All right, I'll tell the devs, guys. I'll tell the devs. I'm sure they'll fix this right after spec chat. But yeah, forget about the sheep for now. The Teuton farms are really cheap. And Dogao's going to be doing that. And I think Dogao's going to come forward as he goes for a hit. Boink! Gets it. I think he's going to come forward with one spear and a few archers. I don't think he's going to invest heavily into feudal. Yo is just going to try and get the walls down. And one thing you never want to do in Yo's position is have to add a freaking archer range to make a few skirms. When you know the enemy's only going to make just 2 or 3 archers anyways. At this level, Dogao's just trying to be as annoying as possible with as little as possible. And it makes sense, right? I mean, you could overinvest in military when you're walled, but it makes sense to harass them with as little as you can. Go up to Castle Age. I'll never forget this one post, and I don't know who it was from, so I can't really credit them. But someone who has been around this game for a long time was complaining a little bit about how good players were nowadays. And they were like, Feudal Age used to be Feudal Age. Now Feudal Age is see how little you can accomplish, or see how little you can invest to accomplish the most and make it to Castle Age. Like, back in my day, we used to walk uphill both ways. And we used to make 30 scouts in Feudal Age. Now, these kids just want to get to Castle Age as soon as possible, you know? One of those things. It is true, though. I mean, people love to play towards the economy. Makes sense. But the way Dogao's played this is so good. The enemy was going for a 20-pop scout rush, and here he is fully walled. Like, my goodness. Yo did have to make the range. But with the range, he can threaten any archers and any scouts. Or not scouts, sorry, spearmen. So, Dogao will not break through. This is why you won't see players go for double archery range in this position a lot. Because it doesn't take too much to counter it. And this has been, to be quite honest with you, a really even, very close game so far. Exactly what I wanted to see from these two. Yo, though, will keep this scout alive. Score 0-0 question mark. Actually, you know what? The score. But let's get it right so people aren't confused. Score is 69. Oh, I can't do 69. Never mind. I was just gonna try. He's not wrong, though. People often just play for Castle Age so much that Tato has an account only for Feudal Age fights. Yeah, well, I think it's not a reason Tato has that account. I think Tato, you know, he's got a big fan base. He wants to see how far he can get with that. It's not like Tato can't. It's not like high-level players can't play out in Feudal Age a bit more frequently. But yeah, it's just the structure is so good now from players. Whereas back in the day, there was just more flaws, right? Like, watch one of the games that I was able to cast from Doubt in the old days. Base is wide open, and it was cheaper and faster to wall back then. The bases were just wide open. People would lose 5 villagers in Feudal on a regular basis, and it was just another day in the office. It was normal for high-level players to do that. Now you lose a villager, and at a high level, you're just like, wow, that changes the rest of this game to Imperial. The level is just so much higher. Yo trying to scout out the map. I wonder if Yo sees these golds and will try and focus the rest of his game around this. He just left the sheep there. Both players on the way to Castle Age, but yo, with a crazy time. Here, I was thinking Dogal's position would be stronger. I mean, can't really say any position is stronger per se, but my goodness. Okay, so here's where it's a little awkward if you're Teutons. If you go knights, the enemy can make camels. You cannot do that if you're Teutons. But what might make the difference is if you have crossbow, which is great against camels, with knights. So I like the fact that Dogal is going to do both. Also, he's found the sheep. 20 minutes in. He seemed to be well aware that he's overchopped this. What? Yo's going to go Cav Archers with Persians who do not get Bracer. Let's think about this. So Teutons don't get Husbandry. One of the best things to do against Teutons is mass Cav Archers because they're so... The Knights are just not good enough to chase down Cav Archers, and Cav Archers can hit and run against them all game. This is also something that, if combined with Elite Skirm, could be really strong against what Dogal's making. But Cav Archers also take a lot of time to mass and are very expensive. And then you also don't get Bracer and Imp, meaning your Cav Archers are not very good. He hid the ranges. I think the assumption here, if you look at Dogal, he's expecting this to be 2 stable knights. No, sorry, 2 stable camels combined with Skirm. Where are the archers over here? Okay, Dogal's just chilling. Yo hits the wood line. Did Yo see anything? Yo, he spotted the double stable. Not here, but he ran over here, so he knows. And Yo's just like, hey, I got him. I think Yo is going to hide this for as long as possible. I don't think that he wants Dogal to know until it's too late. Also, he did get bloodlines for any of the scouts that were out, but that also applies to the Cav Archers here, which is really cool. Persian Cav Archers. Not really something you see frequently, but you also never see Persians versus Teutons competitively. I don't like how he didn't bring the skirms back into his base, honestly. But I guess he's just worried. Maybe he's happy with throwing them away. To be honest, though, he might not know that Dogal's going crossbow. If you think about it, he's not seen a real ball of archers yet. He sees the knights, so he's moving away. He sees crossbows here. The TC's up in a perfect position. Now, wait a second. Hey, Dogal's going to see 2 ranges. He's like, wait, what? At this stage, you've already invested. You've already committed to this, so you're stuck with where you're at. But he does have a TC on the front wood line, which is perfect, and the TC between the golds. Oh, low Elo Legends. I know this makes your night. That is perfect. I love that TC. I love the thinking, you know, to prioritize that ahead of time, too. Dogal's point of view, he sees some skirms. And whoa, yo. Oh, okay. I think Dogal is a little surprised to see this right now. He's like, wait, what? Cav Archers? He's probably initially thinking Yo made a mistake to let him in there, but the thing is, how scared of this should you be? Dogal with the eco lead has 3 TCs. Yo only on 2 because Cav Archers are expensive. Is that going to be worth it, though? Chain Barding Armor now for Dogao, kind of a must against the Cav Archers if his knights are going to stay alive. For now, his crossbow could maybe get some value. Both players fighting with a unit line that isn't great for them long term. Go with his Cav Archers, and then Dogao with the crossbows. However, his micro has been impeccable. Ballistics is not in. Persians do get Thumb Ring, if I'm not mistaken. So, in Castle Age, these Cav Archers could do really well, and the crossbows are going to die now. But maybe if Dogao had to choose, he would have lost the crossbows over the knights. He now gets Chain Barding Armor. He's lost knights already, and this is the power of Cav Archers right here. Now Yo should prioritize getting a third TC so he can catch up economically. But if he has full control over the middle of the map, this is sick. This is really good. By the way, one of our cats is downstairs. My girlfriend just left the house, and the cat is just, like, so upset. Meow! Oh, no one's here to pet me and feed me. My life is awful. Meanwhile, I'm, like, talking to a computer screen, so the cat is probably very neglected. Scorpions! Okay, Scorpions great against Cav Archers, but, you know, if a knight comes out, not so great as Yo's trying to micro these down. Chat, he did get Husbandry, right? It seems like he's got... I'm not seeing enough of them running side by side, but it does feel like he's got Husbandry on those Cav Archers. Still 2 TCs for Yo. Floating a lot of wood, doesn't have a lot on food. It would be Mangonels and Cav Archers, and I think Yo might... Okay, as he's added the third one now, I was just going to say, I think his logic would just be win this game with a lot of aggression. Why are Scorpions good against Cav Archers? Because Mangonels, they miss more frequently. Scorpions get a lot of pass-through damage and hit multiple Cav Archers, which is huge when there's so many of them and they're so tanky as is, right? The Dogao is going to sacrifice his knights to go in after the Mangonel. Was that worth it, though? Sure about that. He's trying to buy time here. Now, another really important thing to bring up is the fact that there's there's villagers on stone, okay? Where I don't know where it is. Back here. Those villagers on stone are really important here because if Dogao just holds, he can eventually get a castle up, and then the rest of this game changes. Also, Persian town centers do work a little bit faster in each age, so in Castle Age, staying on 2 TCs for a bit with Persians, a lot more acceptable than with other civs at this level, which is why he didn't fall too far behind with Vils. The split micro against the freaking Mangonel there from Dogao. Oh, that's so good, dude. He's buying so much time. So good from Dogao that all the Scorpions are alive. And now Yo needs to make another Mangonel. So that's 2 batches of groups he sent forward, I guess, that have not been able to do what he wants to accomplish. Now you're looking at 81 villagers versus 69. So, Yo going to mix in knights now for the Scorpions, I take it. As we actually just saw the first 2 villager kills of the game. Which is crazy to me. Yeah, I feel like Dogao and Yo so evenly matched. Really fun to watch these two. And here you go. Cav Archers running in. Now, they're going to die if they get through here. Oh! Sorry, I just, you know, have a hernia over here I'm trying to deal with. No, I'm just kidding. I was talking about the Cav Archers. But yeah, the Cav Archers still showing their value with the hitting and running when the Scorpions aren't there. And this is the problem with Teutons. Teutons are slow. They're really good. They have great economy, but they're slow. AD in favor of Mr. Yo. Yo takes out a monk there. A 1 relic already for Dogao, as he's still really thinking about securing the front of his base with a castle soon. Oh boy, big moment, guys. Big moment. Yo realizes that Dogao's kind of moved away. He's out of position in the front. There's a Mangonel here. And there's also some knights looping in, and you just know what they're looking for, right? The Scorpions are all caught out in the open. Yo's looking. Can Yo find them? Here he moves in with the Cav Archers. So that's a good position. He knows that the Scorpions have got to be over here. He's looking, guys. He can't find it. And he found them now. Now, some of these are weak from earlier. He's going to get 1. He's going to get... Let's give him 2. Maybe 3 if he knows that one's weak. Oh, he's so good. Stop it. That's so good. And now he's on the front here, but he also lost his Mangonel to go to Dogal's Knights. Amazing game. But this has hit a point now where Dogal's really got to worry because he doesn't have the Scorpion Mass and the Cav Archers are all over him. He needs a castle soon. And I think he might be considering using the market to get the one here. He needs 100 stone, and then he needs a comfortable spot to place it. The 3 TCs from Persians catching up, right? TCs working faster. Massive bonus, and we're seeing Light Cav now as Yo figures, all I need is to snipe the siege. With Light Cav, and at least in Castle Age, my Cav Archers kill everything else. Now, I want to look at Dogal's point of view. Dogal, realizing his knights are useless, is now going for a raid. Which is huge, because some of this force is going to have to go back to deal with that now. And that could be such a big play here. If he gets that castle up while Yo is gone, that could be just what Dogal needed to breathe and transition this game towards him. As for if the knights are going to make sense long term, or if he'll have knights, I'm not sure. But let's look at the front. He just took out the outpost. He's got Mangonels and knights here now. Here you have quick walls from Yo. The knights can't escape. What a game. I feel like I'm watching a tournament right now. These guys are so good. Whoa, my God. Dogal. There's children watching. Don't place it there, you madman. That is... Well... I mean, he's got siege, but it's kind of slow. Treadmill crane, anybody? Well, I guess what he'll do here is just sacrifice his whole army so he can get this castle up. Maybe pull the knights back now so you can use the siege. Yeah. That's an interesting position to take up. Still doesn't give you a great answer to the Cav Archers, but at least the Cav Archers can't move forward easily. See, that's the deal, guys, where I'm going to have to look back and see if I like this castle or hate it, but I would have placed my castle here, 100%, and I would have tried to go imp. But maybe he feels like if he goes imp with a defensive castle, he still has the same problems. Yo, micring with the Cav Archers. Yo will take out one Mangonel. And yeah, now what does Yo do? He probably has to play defense all the way till he's an M2. Drop a castle on the front and then treb that down. And that quick wall, that household was so good from Yo. Dogal finding an extra gold. I was going to check that at one point, but I was so busy. Oh my God, that's scouting though. What in the... Hello? That's got to be auto scout, right? What in the name of... Jeez, dude. So I spoke to a few high-level players after Hidden Cup 4, and I was just, asking how they felt they performed and what they thought of the level and whatnot. I had a conversation with Nikov, and I was like, possibly the only surprise is that we didn't see Dogal go far in the tournament. And Nikov goes, well, that's because he was in the situation I was in previous Hidden Cups. He was up against Viper. He's like, yeah, he just didn't have his day and was up against Viper in the first round, and that's why you didn't see him. And I'm like, yeah, that's a fair point. I think Dogal could have performed a lot better in Hidden Cup 4, but we just didn't see him progress very far because of the aspect of Hidden Cup, right? Faced a really big name really early, but he's a beast, man. So is Yo, of course, right? Made it to the semis. And now Yo's going to move this way. So this is funny because Dogal doesn't have defense at home right now. He's got all these knights forward. He's got a castle forward. But the most vulnerable area for Dogal is right at home. Right where his brothers and sisters and children live. All the warriors are out at work. But they don't have anything to protect their people. And look at that. Yo takes the Vil lead. He opens up with chemistry, which I'll get to. I think that's for bombard cannons. And he's dropping a castle here. So Dogal probably will start trebbing that from the hill. Dogal was researching the upgrades for his knights here. And, oh, Yo needs to run away. Now, since Yo is Persians, and this was the big thing about going Cav Archers in this game in the first place. Oh, my God. What is that pathing, dude? Like, when you click groups of Cav Archers to different areas of the map, the units just lag behind. And I just feel so bad for Yo because this game has been a masterclass so far. But anyways, He's getting Parthian. He has chemistry. He has the final armor upgrade. It's just that he doesn't get Bracer. Yeah, there's actually a difference in the pathing depending on how you click away. Which is it's really weird. I don't feel like it should be like that. But it is how... It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's one of those deals, right? Like Kev over here getting some kills. Dogal dropping a castle there. I like it. If you didn't notice, both players do have control of a neutral gold. Dogal has 2 relics. Yo has none. I personally prefer Dogal's position. I think that it is going to be very difficult for Yo to be able to push this castle. Also, more difficult for Yo to be able to raid now that the Teuton castles are up. Plus, not having Bracer and Cav Archers. Yes, he's giving heavy Cav Archer. It makes life kind of awkward, but look at this. Yo, with a Bombard Cannon, they'll go in to snipe a Treb here. And I think the bigger thing here, as the Treb will go down, is just the fact that for a moment there, Dogal had to pull villagers away from repairing his castle. And he also had to pull his Trebs away from hitting Yo's trebuchets. As Yo's going to sit here. Heavy Cav Archer completes. There's 29 on the map right now. He's making more. There's 21 Cavalier. Dogal is running out of stone. Is Dogal running out of steam here? The castle goes down. What an epic game. Now you have raids over here from Dogal at the same time. And here, hold on a second. Maintain the hype, maintain the hype, maintain the hype, maintain the hype. Maintain it. Stay energized. Yeah, excitement. Woo. Okay, let's keep going. Hopefully that'll solve the lag issues. What the? There we go. We're back in. All right. You have Yo maybe thinking about Heavy Camel as he's getting the final armor upgrade for his Cav, but that could also just be for the light Cav. And he doesn't know about the raid over here. He's doing okay in the middle. But he feels like maybe Dogal can't afford to make more Cav. No, it's that Dogal's Cav's going over there now. But at the same time, I mean, there's still so many exposed resources for Dogal if there would be some type of a counter raid. Oh, goodness, though. This hurts so much. Yo has to just pull away, go over to the gold. Here you have Dogal raiding as well. So even though it's tough for Teutons to deal with a big ball of Cav Archers, they can just spread out, spread their wings, and fly right into the enemy eco. Though I suppose it's not really... It's a Teuton Cav, so it's not really flying into the enemy eco. It's like gliding into the enemy eco, you know? They can't fly, but they can hang glide. You know, just get up on a hill and whoop, just coast down. 111 villagers. The eco KD is almost even, which is impressive, but Dogal's killed them all at a crucial time. Can Dogal deal with Cav Archer, though? If Yo gets to, like, 40 Cav Archer, I don't think Yo can afford, or Dogal can afford Paladin. And, oh, Dogal calls it! Dogal calls it! What? I think he genuinely doesn't feel like he has a chance against CA. Okay. It's a chance this was a drop, right? There's a chance this was a drop. But I want to talk about what I think would happen over the next 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm going to look into that and see, you know, what would be. So, first off, as far as Dogal's options go, there's absolutely no way Skirm would work. Because Teuton Skirms are meh, and the enemy already has light Cav with full armor. That Skirms would... He doesn't have the resources, he doesn't have the time, right? So that's the first thing. So then we're looking at making Cavalier. Currently, he has 159 food in the bank. He does have about 5 Cav queued. But I feel like all the Cav that come out are going to die to CA. It is really weird to me, though, that he wouldn't try and buy himself time. People are saying Hal Boninger, guys. If you can't make a tech switch into Skirm, I don't think teching into Hal under this amount of pressure is really on the cards for the early game. But yeah, I feel as though maybe Dogal saw the score, and he felt as though there was no way for him to counter Cav Archer, and he just called it early for that reason. I think if the game continues, Yo has to deal with this, which, you know, in many ways might, like, he's going to do probably because he has Cav Archers, but it might be awkward. So Gal would find it tough to tech switch into anything else, and then Yo would probably expand with raids, and I think Yo was still going to win this game, but that's also a very early GG. Yeah, and I don't actually think there was a drop. Maybe he was just frustrated with the Civ matchup, or maybe he just saw the score and figured while he killed 30 villagers. Like, if you see that score, you don't think that you're ahead by 30 villagers. But anyways, GG. GG's in chat because it still was really fun. I'm really impressed with how Yo played that one because he won with Persian Cav Archers. And he recognized, instead of recognizing that... Let's see. How do I word this? I think normally when you play Age of Empires, you're thinking about your late game potential. And then you start even in Feudal Age with that in mind. Yo realized that if he thought of his late game potential, it would get decimated by Teuton late game potential. And so he switched it up. He went for the mid game. He went for leads there, and the Cav Archers actually paid off. Even without Bracer, it was actually working well. Yeah, it's tech switches are not an easy thing. You know, if just to talk about this point in case people are still feel like I need to talk about it a little bit more. Onager itself is 800 food and 500 gold. There's no world in which Dogao can float the resources and the time to get Onager right now. Then Light Cav's out. So Light Cav would snipe that. So then you got to add a Halb. Then you need like 6 barracks, which he doesn't have res for.
All the great entertainment and tournaments.
Anyways, that was a sick game. But yeah, tech switching sometimes it's just... You almost have to have control of the game to tech switch in various moments, because if you don't have control of the game, any tech switch is just going to get taken out. That's just the level of pressure these guys are playing under all the time. All right. So if Cav Archers from Persians win a game, surely Cav Archers with civs like Magyars, Mongols, Huns, insert Cav Archer civ here. Surely that's the meta now, right? Surely that's Turks, yeah. Turks CA, just go Cav Archers all the time, guys. Vietnamese, yeah, definitely.